For today, ang pag-uusapan natin ay investing in the Philippines. And we will be debunking mga common myths. Although there are general misconceptions about investing, I think it's important to have a little more focus dun sa investing habits, beliefs ng mga Pilipino. First, I'd like to tell you some good news. And this has been shown sa mga data na nakikita ko from several financial institutions. And that is, Filipinos are becoming more interested in investing over the past few years. Especially, it was triggered, I would say, by the pandemic. More and more Pinoys, from college students to OFWs, they have all been looking for ways to grow their money outside of the traditional savings account or the traditional ipon sa bangko na mindset. Mas marami na yung aware na pwede pa natin talagang palaguin yung pera natin labas sa mga traditional na mga bank products. The rise of digital investment platforms, even yung mga digital wallets, mga super apps, no? And there are also a lot of financial influencers. Dati, konti lang kami. Ngayon, napakarami na gumagawa ng content about personal finance and investing. And of course, local success stories has made investing feel more accessible than ever. Mas maraming curious, interested, and even excited to try investing. And that's the good news. However, there's a little bit of bad news. Yes, Filipinos are becoming more interested in investing, but myths and misconceptions still get in the way. So despite the growing interest in investing, many still hesitate to get started, often because of outdated beliefs or wrong advice passed down through generations. Kasi may mga narinig na sila dati, na ipasa sa kanila ng mga lolo, lola, or even yung mga magulang na mga misconceptions na siya. Probably totoo siya during their time, but now it's no longer true, na yun pa rin yung paniniwalaan nila. At yun yung susubukan natin na baguhin today. We'll discuss and debunk 7 investing myths about investing in the Philippines. Myth number 1, investing is only for the rich. This is probably the most common myth out there. Many Filipinos think you need tens or hundreds of thousands of pesos before you can even think about investing. But the reality today is very different. And I have to admit, during the early 2000s, you would need at least 100,000 pesos to open even a stock market account. Mahirap mag-invest dati kasi malaking pera yung kailangan mong puhunan. But now, things are different. You can now start investing in mutual funds or UITFs for as low as 50 pesos. Ang 50 pesos na investment that's available in GCash, no? Yung mga G-funds. Online platforms like GCash, Maya, Call Financial, Seedbox, and many others, even your own bank app, meron siyang facility to invest. And a lot of them, they start at 1,000 pesos. Extraordinary lang talaga yung sa GCash or sa GFunds na 50 pesos. But personally, 1,000 pesos, I think that's also very accessible to a lot of Filipinos. So these online platforms have made it possible for almost everyone or anyone with a smartphone to open an account and start building wealth. Investing is no longer reserved for the elite. It's for everyone, as it should be. So wag mong hintayin na dumami yung pera mo bago ka mag-invest. Actually, dapat nag-i-invest ka para dumami ang pera mo. Myth number 2, real estate is the only safe investment. Filipinos love real estate. Karamihan ng mga nakakausap ko, especially mga doctors for some reason, lupa talaga ang ginagawa nilang investment. I can understand it because it feels tangible, secure, and familiar ang real estate investment or mga property investments. But just because it's a physical asset doesn't automatically make it the best type of investment or the safest investment for you. I've always been an advocate of personal finance is personal. So, depende talaga sa financial goals mo, depende sa resources mo, sa status mo, ano yung mga plano mo sa buhay. Doon natin malalaman kung ano yung best investment para sa iyo. So, hindi na siya generic advice na okay sa real estate, walang talo sa real estate, etc. Because it does have its disadvantages. Real estate is expensive to maintain. It is difficult to sell quickly and comes with hidden costs like taxes, maintenance, and even vacancies if you are going to rent it out. May mga nakakausap ako, bumili ng condo kasi gusto nila ipa-rent out para may cash flow sila, but hindi nila na-anticipate na it would take them several months bago makahanap ng tenant. Tapos, pag alis ng tenant, several months ulit bago makahanap ng kapalit. Sometimes, the tenant will stay for just 3 months, 4 months. Hindi sila nagiging long-term. Pag nagba-buy and sell ka naman ng property or if you're planning to flip a property, hindi rin ganun kadali maghanap ng buyer. You need to grow your network kasi sa network mo manggagaling yung bibili nung property mo. You can always just wait for several years and just put up a for sale sign dun sa labas ng bahay or sa labas ng property. You can put up ads, but believe me when I say that it's not as fast. So, paano kung kailangan mo instantly ng pera? May emergency or mayroong business opportunity at kailangan mo ng capital, hindi mo siya basta-basta mabibenta. That's also one big downside of real estate investments. In contrast, diversified investments like mutual funds or UITFs can offer steady growth and are far easier to manage and sell if needed. The key isn't to choose one over the other, but to diversify and avoid putting all your eggs in one basket. If you want to invest and sa tingin mo or part ng plano mo is gagamitin mo tong pera na to anytime soon, choosing more liquid investments like mutual funds or UITFs or even the stock market could be a good or a better idea. Myth number 3, you need to be good in math to succeed at investing. Nako, sa mga Pinoy pa na karamihan allergic sa math, ito yung naririnig ko rin minsan na dahilan kung bakit ayaw nila mag-invest. Ako, hindi ko naiintindihan yung mga stock market na yan, no? Hindi ko naiintindihan yung mga interest, mga dividends na yan. Mahina kasi ako sa math nung high school or nung elementary. However, remember that investing isn't about solving complex equations or crunching numbers all day. You don't need to be a math wizard to grow your money. What you need is a good understanding of the basics, knowing your goals, understanding how different investments work, and being aware of the risks. Most platforms today can do the math for you, and there are many financial calculators that you can use. What matters more than math skills is discipline, patience, and the willingness to learn. Isipin nyo na lang, dati hindi kayo marunong mag-Facebook, hindi kayo marunong mag-social media, hindi nyo alam kung paano ba manood ng videos, mag-search ng videos sa YouTube. Pero eventually, natutunan mo siya. It's the same with investing. It can be intimidating at first. It can be overwhelming. But there are now a lot of videos online, a lot of tutorials that you can watch para turuan kung paano siya ginagawa. And eventually, with patience, discipline, consistency, you'll be able to invest and grow your money for your financial goals. Again, what's important is the growth mindset, the willingness to learn. Huwag niyong isipin na kailangan magaling kayo sa math dahil hindi naman talaga siya requirement. For example, ano nga ba yung stock market? Basically, stock market, palengke siya. Doon nagtitinda ng shares of ownership yung mga biggest companies at binibili mo lang siya. And very basic yung concept na bibilhin mo ng mura, tapos ibebenta mo pag mahal na siya. So buy low, sell high. Even just understanding that concept will be very helpful already in becoming a successful investor. So this is definitely a myth. You don't need to be a genius at math to be successful at investing. Myth number 4, related sa myth number 3, is investing is too risky and complicated. Yes, all investments come with risk, but so does doing nothing and letting your money lose value to inflation. Maraming natatakot mag-invest kasi baka daw malugay, mawalan ng pera. Pero even if you just keep your money in the savings account, nawawalan siya ng value. So technically, naubusan ka din ng pera because kinakain ng inflation yung value ng pera mo. The good news is that risk in investing, that can be managed. You don't need to bet big or take wild chances. Tools like asset allocation, diversification, and doing peso cost averaging can help protect your money while it grows. So once you are able to cover the basics of how to save, how to budget, how does different investments work, you can move to more intermediate topics about personal finance, like paano ba yung asset allocation, ano ba yung concept of diversification, and even do the time-tested na strategy na cost averaging to grow your money. If you're interested to learn about peso cost averaging or any other financial concepts like asset allocation, diversification, etc., meron na tayong mga videos niyan dito sa ating YouTube channel. But also, there are now so many educational resources now available in Filipino and Taglish on YouTube, TikTok, and blogs. And that's why understanding how investing works has never been easier. Sobrang accessible na ng mga learning materials, mga learning resources. Myth number 5, the stock market is just gambling. Several times may mga naririnig talaga ako na nagko-comment na sugal lang ang stock market. And I can understand why they would say that, because they've probably tried investing in the stock market but lost money because they were gambling. They could have also heard stories from friends who lost money because they were not really aware of what they were doing. The truth is that investing in the stock market is only gambling if you treat it like gambling. If you're buying stocks based on rumors, based on hype, and you're buying stocks without research, titingnan mo lang kung ano yung trending online na stocks at yun yung binibili mo, yun yung gambling kasi nagsusugal ka na. You are hoping that totoo yung chismis na nababasa mo at nakikita mo. You are hoping na tama yung hula mo, tama yung hunch mo. Pero if you're investing in the stock market for the long term, you understand what you're buying and you stay consistent over time, probably through peso cost averaging, you've done your research, tiningnan mo yung fundamentals, nag-technical analysis ka pa, and market sentiment analysis even, then that's how wealth is actually built in the stock market. Yan yung tamang strategy sa pag-i-invest sa stock market na hindi sugal. There's a study that show investors who stay invested for the long term, even through market ups and downs, tend to earn solid returns over time. It's patience, not luck, that wins. The foundation there is knowing which company to buy, and that's something that you need to study, that you need to understand. Myth number 6, which I would say related to the stock market, is that you need to time the market to make money. Kailangan mo mong panoorin yung stock market. Kung kailan siya mababa, doon ka bibili. Pag tumaas siya, doon ka magbebenta. Do you really need to do that? Paano kung busy ka? Too many people think that the secret to success is knowing exactly when to buy and sell. But even expert investors will tell you, timing the market is nearly impossible to get right consistently. Pwede tayong magtingin ng mga market outlook, makinig sa mga market analysis. We will have an idea where the market would go, but that is never 100% correct. There have been years na lahat ng mga financial analysts sinabi, aakyat siya. Pero ang naging ending, sideways. May mga years na a lot of financial analysts say that the market would go down. Pero for some reason, bigla siya nag-spike up. That's why my advice, especially if it's not really your line of work sa financial industry, if you're busy with your career, with running a business or running the household, instead of trying to guess when prices will go up or down, most successful investors focus on time in the market. So instead of timing the market, it's more important to have a longer time in the market. Yung mas matagal kang naka-invest. Investing regularly, even during downturns, helps you average out the cost of your investments and stay on track towards your goals. Another interesting study in the US through mutual funds ito, a study by Fidelity showed that the best performing accounts were either owned by people who forgot they had them or were dead. So isipin niyo yun, merong investment company or asset management company yung Fidelity sa US. So sabi nila, yung mga accounts na pinakamalaki yung kinita, either yung may-ari no, nakalimutan nila na meron pala silang account doon, or yung mga account na patay na yung may-ari. Bakit sila yung best performing accounts? Because they didn't panic or try to time the market. Hindi nila ginagalaw yung investment nila kahit anong nangyayari sa market kasi hindi nga nila alam na meron pala sila noon or patay na sila. They just stayed invested over the years and that's why ganun kalaki yung returns nila. So hopefully, we will all have that discipline and I would say self-control na wag magpanic and to stay consistent in investing. The last investing myth that I've observed for Filipinos is that OFWs tend to believe that they cannot invest in the Philippines. Maraming mga OFWs na nagpapadala ng pera sa Pilipinas pero most of them, they are still not aware that you can actually just invest directly even if they are abroad. This is a dangerous myth that stops many OFWs from taking control of their financial future. Just because you're based abroad doesn't mean you can't invest back home. Today, most investment platforms in the Philippines allow OFWs to open accounts online. And even nga yung mga bank websites and bank apps, they will allow you to invest. You can invest in local stocks, mutual funds, and even real estate, all from abroad. Some banks even have dedicated OFW investment programs. If you're already sending money back to the Philippines regularly, consider directing a portion of that into investments instead of letting it sit in a low-interest savings account. And this has been a very effective way for OFWs to save up for their for good fund. Marami akong kilalang OFWs na yung kailangan nilang pera para makauwi na sila sa Pilipinas, instead of sending it to their families para itago sa savings account, nag-open sila ng investment account at doon nila iniipon. Kapag nakuha na nila yung target amount nila, tsaka sila magpaplano para makauwi. So at least, it's away from the temptation of the family na gamitin. Yun yung isang strategy if you want to create your fund to come back home. Some final words to end our topic. It's time to let go of these 7 myths. The truth is, investing isn't reserved for the rich, the geniuses, or those based inside the Philippines. It's for anyone who's ready to make smarter decisions with their money. Yes, there are risks, and yes, it takes time to learn, but the sooner we unlearn these myths, the sooner we open ourselves up to financial freedom. Remember to start small, stay consistent, and most importantly, don't let old beliefs stop you from building a better future.